He fell from a tree, impaled object.
My dad, he has something in his back. It's metal. It's something metal. He can't feel his legs.
I surfed all the big wave tours, chasing the biggest, baddest things you ever see.
You can see that light moving in his face.
We can't afford to have Makua's balance affected because it could really be life or death in his situation.
Every human being has a story. And we intersect with that story at some of the most traumatic times in people's lives.
Daniela is here, Annabella is here, and Camila is here.
When Gino asked me, so everything's good, Dr. D, right now? Are we good for at least 2 weeks? Well, it's a day-by-day kind of a thing.
We don't count the weeks here, we count the days.
These are stories of real people. These are stories of the Sharp experience.
Medical emergency?
My dad, he's laying there. Don't move. And he thinks he is close to paralyzed. He thinks if they move, he'll probably be paralyzed.
Copy that, CNT4. You have a base hospital.
Zach called and said, Grandma, we need you immediately. Dad fell on a stake, and I called 911.
It's usually the ghost hour, the 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, the end of our shift when all the major traumas happen.
He fell from a tree, impaled object.
He's stabbed.
He's stabbed?
He has something in his back. It's metal. It's something metal. He can't feel his legs. And he's bleeding.
Okay, so like a tree.
It went through his lower back into his pelvis. I'm expecting to transfuse a lot of blood on this patient. I'm expecting there to be a large vessel injury and that he's going to bleed out. I'm concerned he's going to bleed out.
So, do you know what happened?
We have an avocado tree in our backyard. He was picking them, and there's a big dip. He didn't see it. He flipped over, and he fell down. He's laying there.
I can't get to all of the potential injuries. The best place for us to look is through a front approach. And obviously, with 12 inches of metal sticking out of his back, we couldn't lay him on his back. We had to cut the fence post off at the skin. So I immediately asked one of the nurses to call engineering.
I wasn't really sure what we were going to be up against, so I tried to grab a little bit of everything. I was thinking I was just going to drop this stuff off, but they asked me to meet them in the OR. I had no idea that it would be me in that operating room.
A thought ran through my mind that possibly he could be paralyzed.
We had to cut off about a foot of it just to get him onto the bed, and there was the second foot was still inside of him.
Once we turned him over, I could feel the other end of the metal object in his abdomen down.
That's how we can get that thing out.
We found a way that we thought that it would be safe to pull the metal object out, put some vice grips on that, literally.
You guys have blood, right?
Yeah, blood, yes. Wiggle it side to side a little bit.
It had gone through a part of the pelvis and had lodged in a rather thick area of bone.
It took 3 guys to hold him down while I pulled. That's how hard I was pulling. Launched this thing out and went flying across the room, and it was unreal.
We're going to want a reticulator TA.
Prepping to do an exploratory laparotomy to see what's going on inside his belly.
Looking first for, major vascular injuries, which could be, very quickly life-threatening. He was very close to a couple of big arteries.
Give him 1 unit of blood.
Give me some Surgicel, please.
A lot of our training is knowing what parts belong where, and when they're not in the right place, to figure out how to get them back.
It was really, really dark, so you couldn't really see good down here. We only had flashlights. The rest of the time was literally pitch black, so he was about right here. He was reaching. He fell down right there. The thing that he landed on was the thing like this, except it was way longer, and it was stuck in his back.
I landed, and I didn't want to panic my kids at first, so I started trying to move. And I couldn't move my torso, I couldn't move anything. So God, and then I tried to move my feet, my toes. And I couldn't feel my toes. And then I thought, wow, this is really, really, really bad.
If he was an inch to the left, he could have been dead. It was really, really scary. Yeah.
Legs work fine. Everything works fine.
Lucky guy. Incredibly lucky guy.
Impalements are not exactly routine for, I don't think, any trauma surgeon.
To think about having a foot-sized piece of steel inside of you. Yeah. And survive. And live to tell about it.
When I came home after 2 weeks and saw my boys, I just, go up and give them hugs because I'm just very, glad.
It really strengthened that gratitude that I have for having these wonderful kids in my life.
And here's the work order, and it says, assisted in surgery to remove fence posts from patient.
I surfed all the big wave tours, chasing the biggest, baddest things you ever seen Mother Nature throw at you.
There's probably only 25 people on the planet that are capable of riding waves of this magnitude. His claim to fame for the outside world is that he caught one of the world's biggest waves.
It looked like the whole ocean had stood up all at one time.
He was 17, and it really just changed his life.
Makua surfs the largest waves in the world. The difference between life and death is often falling or not falling on a wave.
How were the waves when you were back home?
Oh, we had pipeline like as good as it gets.
Are you serious?
2 days, yeah. I'm supposed to have no nasal surgery since I was a kid. I was telling you, yeah, and you'll probably find some stuff in there that you probably never seen,
One of Makua's symptoms has been some instability or just imbalance. This poor guy just needs so much help. And Makua, it's amazing to see kind of what your poor nose has been through, my friend. The procedure Makua is going to have is balloon sinuplasty.
I'm excited to take care of you.
Basically open up the nasal and breathing passages and get him back to functioning normal again.
Otherwise, I'll see you sharp at 7.
Right on.
All right,
Thank
brother.
you,
Be well. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Aloha to you, man. Take care.
He has been, as a young kid, rushed to the hospital several times, having episodes of sinus attacks. There you go, that's opening up.
I was in the hospital, 9 months out of the year, basically breathing out of straw my whole life.
Most people that have had trouble as long as Makua, their baseline has shifted. I mean, they really don't remember what it feels like to breathe normally.
Just being a little kid, not being able to breathe, like, I'm gonna make this.
1, 2. And I'm making sure that he stays in the best shape of his life because his life will be in danger anytime he's out there.
You hit and all your air's out, and you still have to stay on there. You don't have a referee, you don't have a medic. Every other sport in the world, if something goes wrong, someone's there. Whoa, pause, timeout. Surfing, there's no timeout.
This morning what we're going to do is we're going to utilize balloon sinuplasty technology with minimally invasive techniques. Basically for the patient, what it means is we don't have to cut that soft, very sensitive tissue, and because of that we have less bleeding, less pain, faster recoveries, all the good stuff.
Dr. Weeks is doing a septoplasty bilateral resection, maxillary osteotoma, bilateral submucosal resection, and bilateral nasal endoscopy with sinus lavage. He's going to fix your nose.
This is a purely outpatient procedure. He comes in the morning, and before lunch he'll be home and in his own bed. He's not going to be debilitated in any way.
Yeah.
Ready to fix you up. All right, buddy. Well, listen, we're going to take good care of you, treat everyone like family. And, surgical treatment can cure a problem in a matter of an hour and really completely turn somebody's life around. So this is really, at the end of the day, why I'm a surgeon and why I do what I do.
Unfortunately, Makua has broken his nose probably 5 times. He's been hit in the face with surfboards. Just a really disrupted airway on both sides. On a scale of 1 to 10, his would be a 9.9.
Instead of using instruments that cut and remove bone, we're using an instrument that we place inside of a block passage and dilate. It's very similar, to cardiac angioplasty.
Everything that's there has a purpose, and if you don't have to remove things that are made to be there, that's better for the patient. House lights off, please.
And the reason the technology works is we're dealing with very, very thin, paper-thin bone, and the balloon is a very high-pressure device.
Okay, I'll take the maxillary balloon.
That balloon, when it's inflated, it will microfracture that bone,
and then it will heal in that open position. So what I'm going to do now is look down on his cheek. You can see that light moving in his face. There's no doubt that I'm in the right position within his sinus. Okay, so now we're going to gently inflate the balloon. 2, 4. Beautiful, that's great. To me, that picture right there is the essence of balloon dilation. There's absolutely zero bleeding. So we've done one side and we'll go ahead and get ready to treat his other side. He will be good to go.
To me, the art of medicine is connecting with the patient on a personal level. I mean, there's no question that outcomes are better when patients trust and when patients feel an emotional connection.
I just want to tell you everything went perfect, buddy, okay? Could not have been better.
I have one more.
You got one day and they'll be like a new person tomorrow, okay? All right, my brother.
Take a deep breath. Exactly. All right, I'll see you next week, all right?
All right.
Air's hitting places that it's never hit before.
Yeah, it feels like all tingly.
It's like, you can't believe it. You're healing beautifully, my friend. Absolutely beautifully. No limitations. All right. Back in the water, everything. Surf today if he wants. Perfect. This is the standard of care now in sinus surgery.
Amazing.
So,
Life-changing, Doc. Life-changing. Thank you so much. It's a whole new world now.
There's a lot of bicyclists, and I get to know a lot of them because I try to come over here and they're quiet quite a bit. We can go a little bit slower, right? Let's just take a minute. And then we...
He's got severe aortic stenosis, which is a narrowing of the heart valve, so blood can't get out of the heart. Blood backs up into the lungs, and patients become short of breath with exertion.
There's quite a difference in this man from what he was before.
We can restore his life, not only lengthen it, but we can restore it back to health. He's an avid cyclist who actually cycled clear across the United States.
We had to average 85 miles a day, and I was 68 at the time.
They're going to replace my aortic valve.
I'll be able to bike with man.
Actually, that's not going to be too hard.
You know what? When you ride that bike, you're a kid again. And what better thing to have when you're 84 years old?
30 years, not one fight.
Maybe we better start one. We've traveled the world together. We're just one. We're just simpatico. What more can I say? God gives you a chance sometimes, and if you grab it, you'll win.
Without him, won't be my life.
We're going to be replacing his old aortic valve with a new aortic valve without having to open up the chest. Now for Bob, this is great because he's already had open heart surgery once, and this just makes it so much easier for him. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I think we've talked a lot. I didn't want my chest opened again.
We thought he had no options to make his life better.
I didn't even know this was available until recently, and it hasn't been available.
Brand new.
You're right. You ready? Every patient that walks through our doors, we really take that patient into our arms and just help them feel comfortable, them and their families.
If he chose not to have this procedure, the only thing he could look forward to was progressive shortness of breath, eventually being bedridden and dying of heart failure.
Love you. Okay, you're all right. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Okay?
Today's procedure in terms of complexity is a 10 out of 10. It is the most complex procedure that I do. Extremely high risk. We have 16 people in the room, 6 doctors, 4 different specialties, all working together as a team to make sure we have a great outcome for Bob.
An 80-year-old enjoys waking up tomorrow just as much as a 10-year-old. Tomorrow is all we all have.
We take this new valve and we place it on a balloon. We crimp down so we can get through the patient's arteries in his groin.
Make a little incision right here and you can do a hand.
Pigtail going in.
What I do as an interventional cardiologist is I implant the valve itself.
Balloons going in.
And inject, please. Balloon up. That is the patient's new aortic valve.
Every patient is important, but just knowing what their lifestyle was like before, what they hope to achieve by getting this procedure, it really hits home for me. So when we deployed that stent, I was internally cheering.
And we'll just take a quick pressure measurement. Patients are able to go home in 2 to 3 days, and they do as well as they would have with traditional open heart surgery. That's the best thing. Let's go talk to the family. Hello, how you doing? Everything went great.
It's okay.
Everything went great. He did really, really well. Patients are able to go back to biking or go back to walking normally. They can try to live for that next birthday or that next anniversary.
I was thinking about you the whole time while I was in there.
Thank you.
No problem, you did well.
Now I can cry. I'm just so happy.
Just the worry she must have felt every morning that, you want your husband there when you wake up, your best friend. And so now she got him back. So I'm happy for Anita.
You have to take your honey out on a date,
They got it.
If he'd had open heart surgery, he would have been in the surgical intensive care unit for days on end, and lots of rehabilitation afterwards. So this is remarkable. 11 times around is a mile.
I might take off here.
It'll be wonderful to see him coming around the corner.
All I had to do was step on the pedal. Back in the saddle again. How lucky can you get? This new procedure comes along just when I need it. I don't think I would have finished the year.
You look so good. You're just so fast. You look so good.
Baby, I dropped the ball. My hope is that we'll soon be able to hit the road and get a few little trips in.
I don't think it's going to be too long the way he's going. He's ready to go.
I'm back.
Love you, honey.
Great life.
Great life. Now we have more of it.
Now we have more of it.
Mommy has breast cancer. You think about a lot of things. I think mostly for me, at least give me a few more years to finish raising my son.
We asked every subcontractor, how many of you have had a family member have cancer? And up the hands go. Do you feel hopeless about that? And up the hands go. Would you like to be part of healing cancer patients? And up every hand in the room goes.
Everyone has cancer. Like everyone, I'm going through it physically, but my mom, my aunts, my cousins, my brothers, they all feel my pain.
This project was thought of through the eye of a cancer patient.
You don't know if you're gonna go through another holiday with your families. You don't know if you're gonna be there for your son's graduation, when he gets married.
I want the spaces we build to take the fear out of healing.
Wow. Wow, unbelievable.
We would like folks that are suffering to have some hope, to raise their spirits. Even medically, they have found that taking care of the aesthetic or spiritual side of a person is every bit as important as the physical side of a person.
I'm absolutely part of the process of healing. This is where my heart belongs.
You ready?
Yes. Today started my radiation for 6.5 weeks. I'm not fearful. I know that the treatment that I'm getting it's gonna work. I feel confident.
You lie next to a machine that is behind you to serve you, not to intimidate you. If you have a cancerous tumor, these are the rooms you want to be in.
The level of accuracy on this system is extremely accurate. It's sub-millimeter accuracy. We can see at a whole different level exactly what we're doing.
You have such a storm inside your mind. When you walk into a place that was built for you in mind, I think that's reassuring. It's a healing from the moment that you walk in and you feel that. You know that you're in the right place.
If you feel loved, if you feel comfort, if you feel like there's an entire team that's behind you, that's helping you with your new cancer diagnosis, that in itself, it's part of healing.
I see the future. It's not so gray anymore. There's always hope.
Ich gehe mit meiner Laterne und meine Laterne.
Well, I usually sing to all of my kids, including my boys, but it's in German. It's like a Christmassy fall tradition.
Licht ist aus, wir gehen nach Haus. La bimella bamella bum bum bum.
I would wake up in the middle of the night and just kind of shake him and say, "Baby 3? I mean, really 3?" And he would look at me and go, "Yeah, baby 3.
The one that's by itself is it Camila or Daniela? Daniela is by herself, but I have
So
no.
she's fraternal.
But I have no clue where she is.
Baby.
Like if I point, I forgot. Don't they move?
Okay.
Okay, so Daniela is here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Annabella is here and Camila is here.
There you go. Good job. See you.
I kind of guessed, but I got it.
I went to a routine checkup with my doctor.
Unfortunately, at 26 and a half weeks, all of a sudden there was a fluid discrepancy.
They saw that the liquid for baby B was too low and for C was a little high.
So that was time to say, Angie, we belong in the hospital now.
And I said, "Wait, right now? And he said, "Yeah, right now.
Angie spends weeks here. This is not easy. She's got 2 kids at home. She's got a husband at home. She's got a life at home. But she does everything to make sure that these 3 babies do well. That's powerful.
I was admitted when I was 27 weeks, and tomorrow I'll be 30 weeks.
The other day, one of the nurses called Angie, and I heard it through the speakerphone. "Are you home?" It sounded funny, but it is home.
They're taken away from everything that's normal. So by telling them, I understand that this is really hard for you, that's huge for our patients.
It's our date night that we never get at home.
Good morning. Ready for your tour? Our goal is for you to see a little bit what the NICU looks like, because it's pretty likely that triplets are going to end up there.
The risk of having a premature baby is that their lungs are not completely developed. They could have brain bleeds.
You hear a lot of stories, of triplets who don't make it, or especially the identical twins. The body absorbs one of them.
Now, a baby like this, even though he's in the isolette, can be taken out and held by the parents. We do what's called Kangaroo Care.
Okay. I didn't see it as a sad place. I saw it as a way of empowering me.
Right now our goal is, 32 weeks, 34 weeks. After 34 weeks, it's icing on the cake.
I have 4 children of my own, and I try to put myself in that bed and remember, what was most important to me.
With Angie's pregnancy, 2 of the babies are sharing 1 placenta. So when that happens, there's a higher chance of one of the babies not growing very well.
Does it give you weight?
Our kitty pie's weight is 3 pounds, 2 ounces. The only one that's, measuring probably just a little bit tinier is actually B. How cute is that?
Who does she look like?
She looks like Gino.
Gino, come on.
When Gino asks me, "So everything's good, Dr. D, right now? Are we good for at least 2 weeks?" Well, it's a day-by-day kind of a thing.
Anything can happen between now and my due date. We could have contractions that we can't control. We may do a emergency C-section. For us, we don't count the weeks here, we count the days. I'm 4 centimeters dilated already, so it's time.
We ended up checking her cervix tonight, and she was pretty dilated, so there's kind of no time but now.
3 little stars will be born tonight.
I have some hard work ahead of me now.
Angie's babies are going to be born via cesarean section because of safety concerns for the babies.
Angie Kitty Pie.
Hi.
How are you, my darling?
I feel good.
You're amazing.
As soon as they're born, I almost feel like it's a dream. So I just want to touch them or give them a kiss and make sure that they're okay.
Each of the babies is going to have their own advanced life support team.
Okay, Gino.
Hello.
Hi, Angel. Oh my God, so cute, you guys.
As soon as Angie's babies are delivered, they're passed through a window. There's a room adjacent to the operating room where the babies are assessed, helped with breathing, stabilized, and then transferred to the neonatal intensive care unit.
This is our Angel. Oh my goodness. Hi, Boo-Boo. Hi, Pumpkin.
Stats of 92, heart rate of 137, 79, heart rate of 150.
Heart rate 146.
My temp is 37.
Let him get to see them.
But you will soon. Priorities are what was most important, right?
Getting oxygen?
Yeah, we're at about 55%.
They are on CPAP right now. They are needing some pressure to open up their lung. Tonight is a big night for us.
They look big. How did they fit in there? Are you sure there's 3?
We're gonna look at
You know, I really empathize with the parents that have to have their babies and be separated from them.
We still have to remember these babies are still small and they still are predisposed to having other complications and again long-term morbidities. But so far, we're excited that everything turned out very well.
I love to see the initial contact between mommy and baby. And I always look for that moment that's just theirs that I get to be a part of.
Oh, it feels so right. I was only a few hours apart from them, and I already missed them. So it feels good to be reunited.
Daddy now.
This is Annabella. Hola, Annabella. Look at that. She's opening her eyes, listening to me. Beautiful, beautiful feeling.
It's truly a dream come true to have them come into my life.
Let's go, guys. Move them out.
With all of us, there's an overwhelming spirit of kindness and caring. And what we're really all about is love. We love what we're doing, we love who we're doing it for, and we all love why we're doing it.
Yeah, we're going home. It's official. We're a family of 7.
It's your new house.
Days you live for, man. Every day is a blessing.
Life is living. We want our patients to be happy. We want them to live better today.
It's better to wear out than to rust out.
Life is memories and experiences and joy, and that's what we're trying to save.
Officially day 1 of our road trip.
Life is the people who love you and the people that you love back. That's life. That's living.
It gives me such pride to know that I'm part of this team that's doing this, that's making our world a better place, making our community a better place, and really helping people have hope and dreams and life.
The Sharp experience begins when you choose an affiliated physician at 1-800-82-SHARP or sharp.com.